Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back. We are here to cover something that I didn't think I'd be covering at all because, I wasn't really watching. Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, the Philadelphia Eagles. Mr. Eisen from the Rich Eisen Show does a podcast called Overreaction, where he and his co-host do an overreaction to a statement in the NFL and then discuss whether is it an overreaction or is it kind of accurate. And his statement was, you go ahead and I'll let you watch this part and then we'll talk about it after.
Yeah.
Rich,
yes.
You were there last night in SoFi.
Yes.
You saw the best team in the NFL. Eagles are the best team in the NFL.
And they go on and talk about Saquon Barkley for MVP.
And Saquon is going to be the first non-QB MVP since 2011.
Let's take that second part first. Saquon Barkley is the MVP of the National Football League in 2024. I don't want to hear much conversation until he falters in the next 6 weeks, or say someone like Josh Allen continues to perform the way that he is, and the Bills wind up having the best record in the AFC, being the 1 seed over the Chiefs because of him. I don't want to hear anything about Lamar Jackson until potentially the Ravens have a better record than these Eagles. I'm setting the bar very high, if you can't tell right now, from other quarterbacks that are in line for MVP campaigns. Anytime he came on the field, it was like, uh-oh. And anytime he left the field, it was like, okay, let's see what Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown can do. Honestly.
Yeah.
And
that's how it felt watching it at home.
And I know MVP is usually because there's no one else there. That's not the case with the Eagles. There's a lot else there. As Jalen Hurts said after the game, when you add an issue to another issue, you have a problem. That's what he has brought to bear for the Eagles. But you can make the case the Eagles are the best team in the NFL. I don't believe I'm going to have them number one on my power rankings list on Wednesday because I don't believe the Lions performed so poorly in Indianapolis that they would be knocked off that perch.
No, but they didn't put the Colts away like the Eagles did to the Rams on Sunday night.
The Eagles put the Rams away.
Yeah, Saquon third in the odds right now. Josh Allen first.
Understand.
Lamar Jackson second.
I get it.
Obviously, we haven't seen Lamar play on Monday night yet.
I get it. And he may be ready to do something special to the Chargers, and I totally agree. That would make them 8-4. This other team is 9-2, and they've won 7 in a row, and they're beginning to destroy everyone in their path and in their wake. And the reason why they feel invincible, there's many reasons. It's Saquon Barkley who's number one.
Now, if you're a Lions fan, we've been chanting Jared Goff, but we're more of a team-oriented fan base, I believe. We believe in the team. We believe in the culture that we have now with, next man up, and every guy can kind of do his part. And with Jared Goff doing so good, it's hard not to want him to be the MVP. But as they kind of discuss, MVPs are more for the guy who's kind of going above and beyond. He's kind of carrying his team on his back. I mean, if we didn't have Jared Goff, I don't know if we would have as good of a team right now. So it's hard not to at least put him in contention. I'm not going to say he would win MVP necessarily because we have such a good team. We have such good team effort here. It's hard to distinguish him above the rest of our teammates enough. But with that being said, let's go ahead and run some of the numbers that I got here and see how they really all compare. Okay. So here we are. We're going to talk about this running back situation and why they would maybe picking Philadelphia to be the best team in the NFL right now. I mean, look, we all know what's going on with Kansas City. They're kind of wishy-washy right now. No one really knows. They have a great record, but it just doesn't seem like they're really playing lights out like the Lions and, as of recently, the Philadelphia Eagles. And we're going to look at our running back situation because I didn't really realize this. But if you look at them as a team, Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley are better than ours. Their team's better than our Sonic and Knuckles. Just don't say that because then they might get a nickname, all right? But if you look, Jalen Hurts is also the quarterback of this team. So this is why the hype is so big, okay? So let's go look over some of these numbers. As you can see, if you add the yardage up, they got us by around 400. They've attempted runs between the two of them more than we have because we have such a good passing game that we don't have to rely necessarily on a running game, but we never give up on it. So we're still up there. But they have us in attempts, but the weird thing is we're dead even in touchdowns. 11 and 10, 11 and 10. 20 plus yardage. Both of those players on that team have a 20 pluser. So far, only Montgomery's only had one 20 plus yard gain. And it was a 21 yarder. I mean, Jalen Hurts is only 24 for his long, and he's had 4 20 plusers, so he's gotten roughly 20 yards 3 times or 4 times. Nothing like Saquon Barkley, who's had a long of 72, and I think he's done it twice. 40 plus. 40 plus, it looks like he... Was it at 6? Oh, let me just dig into that real quick. Yeah, that's a 6. So he said 6 40 plusers. I think he had 2 in the same game of 70 or more. If I'm listening to that correctly on the Eisen cast, on the Rich Eisen podcast. Let me see. Rushing first downs. Saquon Barkley's beating everybody. But what's weird is if you look at Saquon Barkley and Jahmyr Gibbs, if you kind of match them up, because they're closer in a match than any of the other two. And then you match up Jalen Hurts and David Montgomery. They beat us. Like Saquon's got Jahmyr Gibbs, and Jalen Hurts has David Montgomery in like almost every stat, which is really weird. I mean, David Montgomery has more yards, but look at how many more attempts he has. They both have the same amount of touchdowns. David Montgomery only has 120 pluser, while Jalen Hurts has 4. You know what I mean? That's where the differences really start taking off. He has more first down rushing. He has a better rushing first down average. But I mean, if you look at our averages together, we both beat out, like both of our guys beat out Barkley's first down average. So they're getting their first down somewhere else, not necessarily from him, but he does get them almost a quarter of the time they get a first down. But our percentages rushing first downs, we have a 30% and a 26%. Okay, so we get a lot. We get roughly half of our, maybe even a little more than half of our first downs from rushing. When you look at them, they're like 60% from rushing. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. They've fumbled it one more time than we have. I think they recovered theirs for the most part. I don't know if we recovered ours. Actually, I don't know if they recovered theirs either, if I'm being honest. But as you can see, this running game is a little better than ours. Now, we'll cover the run defenses on both teams, and we'll cover the quarterback comparisons should we need to. Should this be like more highlighted of a match towards the end of the season, which it probably will from the looks of it. We'll cover those two aspects. I just want to kind of go over what Rich was saying in the podcast today. I caught it, and I was like, what? Philly the best team? Come on now. Come on. I mean, it's close, but I think we have it by a comfortable margin. But they are definitely nipping at our heels as far as best team in the NFC. Overall, they're saying NFL, so overall NFL, I don't know. Possibly. I mean, I guess it really all depends on who you ask and where you go, because it's a pretty good race so far in the NFC between these two teams at least. It's looking to be a pretty fun playoff picture for our division, and and that's pretty much where most of my focus is. So that's kind of why these guys got under my radar. But there you go. There's the running comparisons between us and the now getting hot Philadelphia Eagles over there with Saquon Barkley, who they're talking's MVP. Now listen, I get you. We have a team that plays a team style of football. We're not looking for MVP trophies here. We're looking to just win the one trophy that everybody wants. Okay, so you can give the MVP to anybody. We don't care. As long as we get the big Lombardi trophy in the end, we'll be happy campers here in Detroit. And with that, I'm going to say one pride, go Lions, and we'll see you in the next one.